Today, I'm back with another physical media ranking video for you all. Today, we're going to be doing our top 5 movies to get ready for a wedding. So, I am joined here by a co-host today.
Amazing Anna.
And so, we each have our own ranking list. We're going to go from the worst to the best. So, we're going to go back and forth through our top 5. So, let's get right into it. I'm going to start here at the bottom of my pile. This is number 5 for me. And this one is kind of more of a one that's a little out here, but I'm going to justify it to you all. This is going to be Beetlejuice on 4K. I had to put Beetlejuice in there. You know, a little bit of a dark fantasy movie here, but there definitely is some things that get you prepared for a wedding. Of course, we know the major couple in the beginning of the movie, they get married, they're together, but then, unfortunately, they have an accident. You know, should have been paying attention to the road more. Make sure you all do that. Stay safe out there. But they had an accident. Unfortunately, they passed away. And then they go back to their house. But now they're ghosts. So they got to learn to deal with that. Read the book. And make sure they follow the manual. So if anything happens in the future, always make sure you are reading your books out there, everybody.
Follow your manual.
Of course. But this is just a really fun, entertaining movie. Of course, you get Michael Keaton in there as Beetlejuice, who is great. And then you even get Beetlejuice trying to marry Winona Ryder's character, right? To basically, I guess, come alive get back into the world, right? Because without that, you know, you got to say Beetlejuice a few times to get him here. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to summon him right now.
A picture of him in the
yes, yeah, right there.
In the back?
Yes, yeah, oh yeah, right here. You even get that. Another, yeah, some great outfits Michael Keaton gets to wear there, which is really, really cool. But yeah, really fun movie, very entertaining. I had to put something a little different here on my list. But this is definitely about relationships here because that couple, they have to figure out how to deal with, you know, these people coming into their house. They're ghosts now. They're trying to scare them away. So, you know, but at the end of the day, they learn to just kind of live with them, right? They get a friend out of Winona Ryder's character. So it all works out. So, you know, I guess just being about a couple that's very hospitable out there and welcoming gifts so we can
and literally till death.
Well, even in death, it did not do them part.
Death do I part.
But they still did not part. So that's a strong relationship. They were still together as ghosts, of course. And so that's what a marriage is about. Staying together forever. Even if you become ghosts, you are always together. So yeah, just a really fun, entertaining movie. Watch this one all the time. And so I had to put something like this on the list, something a little bit different. Of course, we have more of the traditional wedding movies we'll get into in a little bit, but I'll start off with something a little unique right here, but definitely a great movie. Gotta see this. Good family movie too. You can definitely watch this with the whole family.
I was actually gonna pick that movie, you know, Mega Mike. I was actually gonna say that always think if you're too young to get married, you know, because she was young. Wasn't she young in the movie? And then her parents and stuff like that came to the house because she was moving in the house with her parents.
Yes, they were moving in that new family.
And she was very young. I think she was still in high school.
Oh, she wasn't ready to be married. Beetlejuice was trying to marry her,
so
and that was all
not even
weird.
About age, just make sure you're ready. You'll know when you're ready.
And don't be marrying a Beetlejuice out there. Yeah, you don't want to marry that.
Ooh, a Corpse Bride would have been a good one too.
All right, but that's a different list for a different time, everybody. So that was my number 5 right there. So amazing, Anna, go ahead and start with your number 5 from your list.
My 5. Bam! It's a double combo, actually, but no, I'm gonna go with My Best Friend's Wedding with Julia Roberts. My Best Friend's Wedding, I picked this movie because I like the part, say a little prayer for you, forever and ever. Yeah, sorry, I don't know all the lyrics, but that's why I like musicals. I also like this movie. It gets you ready for, you know, married, or marriage or wedding, and so you know who is the one that's supposed to be with you. So this story is about where, you know, Julia Roberts' best friend is getting married, and apparently they used to date, and for a long time, and he never proposed to her, but it was because she was never ready. And going back to being ready, she wasn't ready, and then
she put him in the friend zone. I think it was.
she friend zoned him, and then she finds out he's getting married,
Ooh,
and
then she getting jealous.
And then all of a sudden she's ready. All of a sudden she's ready. You know. So at the end of the day, she ended up being best friends with the bride, actually, but at the same time trying to take him away from her. And then it comes to the ending that, no, he does not love you like that. Sorry, Julia Roberts. He loves his wife, his new wife, you know, his wife that's going to be, and your guys' thing is in the past, so gotta move on. And he knew who he wanted to marry, and it happened to be Carmen Diaz. Yeah, Carmen Diaz is the wife. But yeah, this is my top 5, just because I didn't really like how Julia Roberts was trying to steal trying
to be a homewrecker.
Yeah.
You don't want none of that.
You're gonna get married, and he's your friend. You gotta kind of like, and your thing was in the past. Yeah, your thing was in the past, so move on.
She waited too long.
Find your love of the life.
She waited too long. Now she got to move on.
Yeah, find your new love of the life.
Yeah, so this was actually my least favorite one on your list. This is the one, it puts me to sleep every time. So yeah, I don't know if I stayed awake the whole time last time.
You didn't, but I did. I watched it, and it came in a dual combo. So thank you, Mega Mike.
Let's talk about that honorable mention there. Might as well throw an honorable mention.
Planner.
We watched that last night. What do you think of a wedding planner?
You know, he's actually being the homewrecker, even though he's the one getting married. He fell in love with Jennifer Lopez, and Jennifer Lopez is the wedding planner. She always wanted to be married. She always wanted to find that, you know, her soulmate or twin fling, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, she would plan all these different weddings, and she actually would be able to tell how long a couple's gonna last and stuff by different choices that they make for the wedding, which was really interesting. I was like, I want to know what she would think if we, you know, if she looked at our things. But I just, you know, J-Lo's cool and all, and I love J-Lo, but
I thought J-Lo was all right in it.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling it like I did when I watched it back in the, you know, when it came out. When did it come out? In the 90s?
Yeah.
So I probably watched this in the early 2000s just because I was barely born in 92. So yeah. I was okay with watching it back
and
then.
Matthew McConaughey, he's kind of a different character in this one than I was expecting.
I just couldn't take him seriously again. Yeah, being older, I'm like, I can't really take
But
you
I
serious.
did like some scenes in the movie where they had the movie projection. They were watching some classic movies. They were dancing in the park. I thought that was really funny, with the M&Ms, shooting the different M&Ms. So it had its moments in there. But overall, it didn't make your list. Just an honorable mention here. But it came in a nice double pack.
But they did end up together.
They did. That was a good thing. That was a good thing, yes.
Even though he was getting married and she was planning his wedding, and then she was going to marry this Italian guy that her dad set her up with that she met a long time ago, I guess. She was actually going to get married. She moved on and was going to get married and everything, was doing what she was told, you know, that she wanted to do. And then I guess he bailed on his wedding because he realized, like, no, I don't love you like that anymore. Like, because he probably did like her at one point.
Yeah,
right?
but the fiance was okay with it by the end of it. She was, like, okay with the partying.
Yeah, was she? I don't remember.
Yeah, she ended up being okay with it. So
because she probably didn't want to get married either. She was only getting married because of her parents, maybe.
So it worked out all in that. It worked out all in that.
They ended up, Jennifer and this guy. What was his name again? I can't say his name.
Who, Matthew McConaughey's
there you
character?
Go, Matthew. There you go. I can't say his last name, so I'm not even gonna try. Yeah, they ended up getting together. So I guess it was a happy ending, even though it started off at a rough patch, and especially that he was gonna get married. I looked at Mega Mike and I was like, is there something you want to tell me? That's why I don't like wedding movies that much, because it kind of makes you kind of think of your own stuff. At least for me.
It worked out fine. Love found a way.
Yeah.
So my best friend's wedding, a number 5 for you, but nice double pack. So you got an honorable mention in there.
Yeah. So my number 5.
All right, so let's move on to my number 4 here. This is my fourth one in the pile. Ooh, this is a great one. We got Wedding Crashers. This movie is
Ooh.
hilarious. Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn. Oh my goodness, such a dynamic duo on here. This movie is gonna bust you up laughing. It has a hilarious, and it gets you ready for a wedding, of course, because we gotta be on, looking out if there's some wedding crashers at the wedding. We don't want nobody crashing the wedding, okay?
What, some deers or some
Well,
random
hey,
deers or bears?
you never know. You never know. They may be coming for, the drinks and whatnot, the good food.
Okay.
But
Probably.
hey, if Vince Vaughn does show up to the wedding, I'll let him stay because that would be pretty
I'll let
cool,
him stay,
actually.
too.
Also, Owen Wilson,
But
pretty
we
much
got-
anybody
But
from the movie.
only on one condition. If we do the shout song.
Oh,
You make me want to shout.
there we go. Yes.
Shout.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it gives you some good musical choices for the wedding playlist. So really great movie all around. Very funny, very entertaining. You got some heart in there too, because actually Vince Vaughn does find, someone
both
that's
do.
yeah,
They both do.
yeah. But that first one's kind of with Owen Wilson's character is a little sketchy because she was with that guy first, and then she ends up not being with the guy.
But the guy was the jerk.
Yes, that's a classic movie trope there. We gotta make the guy a jerk. He's never just a good guy because she can only leave a jerk, right? So classic movie trope in there, but still very entertaining, fun movie. If you're not busting up laughing with this one, I do not know what to say, but this is a great one. And this is the uncorked edition. So this one gets pretty raunchy and wild, but still very entertaining. And also you get to see how the family is like as well that they go visit and just all those different personalities. You got to be aware of it. Hey, if you're going with somebody, their family, you got to be aware there might be different personalities there, right?
Oh, yeah.
But we'll talk about that later in another movie too. But yeah, Wedding Crashers, this is my number 4. Gotta watch this one. All right, amazing Anna, what's your number 4?
So my number 4, número 4, is bam, 27 Dresses. And this is also a dual combo, 27 Dresses with The Devil Wears Prada. This is I'm trying to angle because I don't do YouTube like Mega Mike does, so don't judge me. You might will, but I don't care. Anyways, 27 Dresses is the movie I picked because it prepares you for weddings, for finding your bridesmaids and the dresses that they're gonna wear. A lot of scenes in this movie talked about, oh yeah, the bride makes you pick these ugly, horrifying dresses because they don't want you to stand out like the bride.
But you were really nice, right? Amazing Anna, you picked out some good dresses, huh?
Of course I want to be the one standing out, but obviously we're already going to stand out if it's our wedding. Like they're not, I'm here to see the bridesmaid. No. You're here to see the bride and groom. So I was like, no, I want my bridesmaids to be comfortable. And if they're paying for the dress, I want them to be able to choose their dress. The only thing I chose was the color. The color and the style of color. So it was like a burgundy, not even a burgundy, like a plum silk. So as long as it was silky and plum color, they got to choose the style. They tried different styles on to see whatever fit them, and they fell in love with what they got, so I was happy.
But they were very nice dresses, nothing like Catherine Hegel had to wear in here, right? No themed dresses, right? It wasn't like Gone with the Wind dress or like the cowgirl dress.
The scuba one.
Oh yeah, no underwater one.
The Hollywood style where she was constantly pulling it down, and I think cowgirl one.
Yeah, there was a lot of them.
Yes, there was a kind of like a emo kind of style.
Oh, the more gothic one.
Gothic.
Yes.
There you go, gothic look. So this one definitely prepares you for weddings just with all the bridesmaids. It's also a good movie. There's a good story behind it. I really like her as an actress. But yeah, I really like this movie. This was probably one of my first movies that I ever got in DVD. But yeah, that's how much I liked it when I first saw it, 27 Dresses, and it's a good movie. Yes,
And you also relate to it in another way because she ends up collecting all her dresses,
yeah,
and you collect a lot of clothes yourself. I know
do.
the closet, tons of clothes in there.
I
Yes,
do.
lots of
I do.
dresses. But they came in handy for her because
Yeah.
then she got to use them for all of her bridesmaids,
Yeah,
right? She
her
had 27
bridesmaids.
of
Yeah,
them
her bridesmaids
with
ended
all of
up.
those.
Yeah, they ended up wearing all the dresses that she wore at their wedding, and she ended up getting the wedding of her dreams because she would always be this bridesmaid, always be like the best. I don't know if she was ever the maid of honor, but they would always like toast to her and everything and say how good she was, how she always went to all these things, and yeah, it's she was always there for those brides, so I hope they were there for her bride. And my bridesmaids, they're there for me even though they live all differently all over the area. I still text them and they'll respond to me. So I definitely think that this definitely prepares you for a wedding because without your bridesmaids, I don't know how you could get through a wedding personally. So, and I think that goes with without your groom, and how can you get through a wedding? So yep, that's my number 4.
All right, now we're getting into our top 3, everybody, top 3. So this is my third one right here. We are going to go with 10 Things I Hate About You. Great movie. You got Heath Ledger, Julia Stiles. Now they're fantastic in this movie. And this one's really an easy watching movie. Has some good comedy moments in there as well. And you basically have Heath Ledger trying to woo this girl, right?
Yep.
Trying to open her up a little bit. She's more kind of closed off, very stern. Doesn't really like to party too much. Yes,
I
Louisiana.
love this movie.
Oh yes, this could have been on both our lists.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love this movie. But how does this prepare you for a wedding?
I got that right here. So you have him once again trying to open this girl up a little bit more. She's very reserved. She's very closed. But he starts doing some grand gestures, right? He's dancing in the stadium, singing, all that great stuff to try to prove his love, right? And then the most important scene that gets you prepared, though, is at the end, she starts going into this poem, right? Saying these 10 things she hates about him, right? But then it's a big twist right there. She says, these are actually the things I love about you. So even, if you have a significant other, there's probably going to be some things that bug you or little nitpicky things, maybe little irritations here and there. It's natural. It's gonna happen because, two people are never the same. So there'll always be differences there. But then you learn to really appreciate the differences and just those unique traits to them. And you end up actually loving them about the person, even though initially you might have been like, oh, these things I hate so much. But no, you end up realizing, oh no, that's what makes them really a unique person that you're connecting with. And so that to me was really powerful. So that poem at the end, it gets me every time. And you can see with Julia Stiles' character, just her expression with the tears, very emotional, comes across, and you're just like, oh my goodness. Wow, very, very powerful. And apparently she did that in one take. That was the first take, and they got that on camera.
Wow.
So you can feel the emotion there. So really entertaining, easy watching movie, and that's how it gets you prepared. Just by finding the things you love about someone. I think really, really powerful.
And R.I.P. Mr. Ledger here. He was a great actor. I love this movie. When I love it, I love this movie. This is one of my favorite movies. I'm already tearing up about how much I like this movie because it just has so much, like you were saying, so much emotion to it. The poem, just everything about this movie was great. And then also about pregnancy, like the dad was talking about pregnancy,
Oh, yeah, not to do that. Yeah, the dad was a very cautious, very maybe overprotective dad, you could say. And wouldn't let the other one go out
until you're ready, or whenever you get blessed with one, I guess.
Yeah, so I guess this movie prepares you in a few ways, but this is my number 3 for sure. Really great one to have.
Good one.
All right, what's your number 3, amazing Anna?
My number 3 is.
Ooh, you're gonna get everybody dizzy. Number three right there.
Bridesmaids, like this movie. You know how he chose the Wedding Crashers, I chose Bridesmaids. Because again, without your bridesmaids, I don't know how you can be ready for a wedding. This movie is hilarious. I feel like I experienced experienced this movie at my bachelorette party. Not gonna lie, there was so many funny scenes in this movie. All the characters are funny. I don't have any bridesmaids fighting over who or what spot they get to. They're actually like, I'm gonna give it to you, and the other one's like, no, no, don't give it to me. Yeah, that's how much of a needy bride I am, that they're offering their own spots. But I picked this movie just because, again, without your bridesmaids, how can you prepare yourself for a wedding? I don't really have much to say other than all these girls have different personalities, and that's just how my bridesmaids are, and that's just how bridesmaids are.
Was there any conflicts, conflicts there in this movie with the bridesmaids and stuff? Was it pretty smooth sailing for you and all your bridesmaids?
I think there was all different things. There's one bridesmaid that she doesn't really have a lot of money, so she can't afford her bachelorette party, can't go to all these fancy things. Then I got one that's like, oh, let's do this, and this, and then the other one's like, yes, like I got them, I've got money, like all this. So I think you kind of have to relate to that, that not all your bridesmaids make the same amount of money or, make the same amount of money as you. So money can definitely be an issue. So I definitely feel like you need to kind of talk with your bridesmaids if you're going to select them, and just, and be okay with them declining. Be okay with that. Because at the end of the day, being in a wedding is expensive. It is very, very expensive. It can be cheap. Yes, it can. It can be very thrifty. Just depends on what you want. But as for me, I gotta say being my bridesmaid was probably a little pricey just because I'm that type of person and I know what I like. There was some things that I was very thrifty. Like I got them their necklace, shoes. I was very thrifty. I was like, you guys can go buy them at Target. Like there's some really cheap ones for less than $20. And like, I'm okay with that. So definitely without your bridesmaids, I don't know what I would do without.
But it all worked out right. Everything's good together. They're all a team there.
Yep. It all ended up working out.
So it worked out. I'm sure there were some funny moments too with the bachelorette party and all that stuff too. So this is a really good movie, everybody. Very funny movie. Both people in the relationship will really enjoy this one. It does get a little raunchy too as well, actually. So, but very entertaining.
But at the end of the day, it all works out, and every bridesmaid has each other.
And has the duty to the wedding. Got to get stuff together as a team.
Make sure the bride makes it to the wedding. Mm-hmm. They all have one goal, and they all work together. And just like my bridesmaids, I don't know what I would do without them. I appreciate each and one of them, and I love the fact that they're going to be celebrating this special day with us. So, yeah.
All right, so that was your number 3. We're getting into our top 2 here. So second place for me, we are going to go. Ooh, it's so tough. It's so tough. Actually, I might make a quick change right here, right now. Ooh. No, we're not. We're going to keep it the way it was. We'll go with this one, though. For number 2, we're going to go American Wedding. American Wedding right there. So the third main core American Pie movie. Very funny movie, very raunchy, hilarious. Oh my goodness, this is another movie just like Wedding Crashers that will make you laugh out loud so hard. It is a great movie and so many moments in here. Focus. All right,
I was thinking about a scene in American Wedding when one of the groomsmen goes into the closet.
Yeah, the focus. You gotta focus. We're doing a video here, okay? All right, so a lot of funny moments, very raunchy in there. Stifler is great, and everybody always has some kind of Stifler at the wedding. You always have that one person that's a little wild, the kind of the party fun person.
There ain't gonna be. I think I'm wild already, and that fun person. So
hey,
if
you
someone
never
can
know.
top me, I will be so happy to see that.
Yes.
I will be so happy.
And so, yeah, you just have basically this amazing wedding they're trying to put on, but there's so many shenanigans going on. Things are going to happen. Mistakes will happen. So just know the wedding isn't going to probably be perfect. It's tough to get everything right that you have envisioned.
But we have a good coordinator.
Yes, we do. And it's going to turn out great no matter what. But the main thing is because of the people involved, the people there to support the wedding. Everybody eventually brings it all together by the end. So maybe there's some hurdles to get through in the beginning, but then by the end, it ends up being a beautiful wedding. And it's just a really great moment for a third movie in the American Pie franchise.
And these are all his groomsmen too. So
oh yeah,
that's kind of like,
yeah,
you know,
with the groomsmen, different personalities, right? They're all different, and it's like, okay, you know, some shenanigans are gonna happen here and there,
some letdowns, but it's okay.
you know, but it's like you gotta go with it, you gotta roll with it, because yeah, you know what, there is one of his main people doesn't show up in this one, Oz, from the first two American Pie movies, but he does come back for the reunion, which is nice. But once again, you just got to roll with what you got. You gotta work with what you have. But by the end, it still works out to be great and fantastic. And they have a gorgeous dance at the end and all of that. And yeah, it's just a very funny, entertaining movie. Got to throw American Wedding on here. When I think wedding movies, this is one of the first ones that pop into my mind. So yeah, it definitely prepares you for any shenanigans that might happen at the wedding. Get you ready for that. But yeah, that's my number 2.
I'm sorry, I was laughing because I was just remembering.
Focus, Anna.
Okay, so my number 2 is bam, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Oh yeah, this is my number 2. Yeah, I picked this one because I relate to it so much. This movie is such a great movie. I just watched it again recently, and it was like if I was watching this movie all over again for the first time, and why I fell in love with this movie. This movie is such a great movie. Just as a culture, like the way, you know, growing up in a my household, my family, you know, wanted me to marry the same type of culture guy, and you know, wanting to stay at home, clean, be a housewife. And I was like, no, I want to go to school, I want to do this, I have a lot of dreams for myself, I don't want to get married. Just like this movie, you know, she goes to school, she ends up finding the professor, which he is a professor, you know, and he's not a Greek guy. So she was a little scared to bring him around, you know, her parents or anything, because she would know that they would be a little devastated, which they did become a little devastated, but they learned to love him.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't all, you know, sunshine and rainbows at first. There was a lot of hurdles, right, with the different cultures, getting used to that. Yeah. His family was a little bit more quieter, reserved, had, you know, different ways of going about things. And, you know, the bride's family was a little bit more outspoken, more loud, a lot more members of the family. Yeah. Even when they get to the wedding, right? Yeah. The groom's side is like not filling up the aisles, and then the bride's family is like all the way in the back, like tons of them and everything.
This definitely, this is one of my top 2 movies. This is my number 2 of me getting ready, you know, for a wedding, or anybody getting ready for a wedding. I recommend this movie just because I just resemble a lot to it. There's a lot of emotion in it as well. And you can kind of relate to this movie. Again, like, my family is very loud. I'm very loud. Mega Mike's side is very quiet, you know, and
until I turn on my mega powers for the channel.
That's right. They are very close. They are a small family, where my family is all over the place, and we're just a hot mess all the time. Hot mess train all day, every day. But at the same time, we all love each other, no matter what. Family is forever. Just like him, his family is forever, and both our families love each other, so it ended up working great. Yes, at first, like, I was like, I don't know if they should be my family.
Oh yeah, and then telling you about, you know, about the different the culture's foods, right? You were like so surprised with lamb with mint jelly, right? You were like, what is that?
Yeah,
lamb
what is that?
With mint jelly.
Yeah, I've never had that before.
Oh, and then like having some food from your side.
Oh yeah, we have ham for Christmas. Or for Thanksgiving as well. And you were like, what? Ham for
Oh, and then how you make the tamales as well is a little bit different. Than...
Yeah. Our culture,
with the banana leaves, right?
Oh, yeah. Our tamales.
Really good tamales, though. Really good.
Definitely have to try the Honduran tamales.
Yes.
Yeah, so it just makes 2 cultures and 2 people bring a big family together. And I feel like this is prepares you for a wedding. When two families come at one, you're not being two separate
Oh,
families. It's becoming one.
And the best line in the movie when she's like, "Oh, he's vegetarian,
Oh,
so
yeah.
so he can't he can't eat that food, right? The
Yeah.
meat and everything." And she's like, "Okay, I'll make lamb."
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Very
That was
hilarious movie. Just a great movie. And how it prepares you. You know, anybody can get married and anybody can find their true love, and she basically proved that in this movie. So, you know, don't stop dreaming and don't stop hoping, because that true love is out there for you. It just takes time. So that's my number 2.
All right, so now we're into our number ones, our first place. Okay, number 1. All right, I'm going to justify this one too here, but I had to pick this one. This is my favorite romance movie of all time. We got The Adjustment Burrow. Yes, this movie is absolutely fantastic. You got Matt Damon and Emily Blunt. But they are great in this movie, and it's really an interesting movie. There's sci-fi in it because basically you have this adjustment bureau that's making sure that they follow the one plan. They must follow the plan. They got to stick on the plan, and if they get off the plan, then this adjustment bureau comes in and adjusts them and make sure they do these little things to kind of throw them off to get them back on the plan. So these two in here are not supposed to be together at all, based on the plan, right? But Matt Damon, he feels this thing for this girl, and it's like, no, I got to do whatever I can to be with this girl. So he comes up with this elaborate plan to, like, you know, meet her, get her, and then try to just like keep running forever to escape the adjustment bureau. And to me, it's just so powerful, very romantic, very emotional, because he's like, hey, I'm not going to stop here. Because I'm going to be with this girl no matter what. No matter what your plan says, he knows in his heart that there's something wrong with that plan. It's not the correct plan in his heart. And then eventually ends up working out well, because they do get to be together, and they actually change the master plan for them. So, you know, Matt Damon proved his love in this movie.
Matt Damon.
Yes, so really great romance movie, awesome sci-fi elements in there as well. And so,
Emily Blunt is in
Emily Blunt, she is fantastic in this movie. Quiet Place.
Quiet Place. There you go. Sorry,
yes.
my bad.
Yeah, so really great movie, very entertaining. Not enough people talk about this one, so I always have to recommend it. The Adjustment Bureau. So it's just about, you know, getting prepared for a wedding of, hey, you know what, even if it's not part of someone's master plan out there, how do you feel in your heart? Is it a part of your master plan, right? You know, because then true love, you know, triumphs overall. So yeah, really like The Adjustment Bureau. This is my number 1, of course, number 1.
I have to watch that.
You have to watch it. I watch this one all the time. I watch it like every year, but she's always sleeping or something in the other room. She needs to get on this level with this Adjustment Bureau.
Okay, so are you ready for my number 1? I don't think you're ready for my number 1.
I think they already see it.
Yes, that's right. This is The Wedding Singer. That is right. This is my number 1 choice movie of getting ready for a wedding. Because, come on, who cannot like Adam Sandler back in the day? And Drew Barrymore. Yeah, look at that cute couple. Man, I always thought they were going to be together, but they're not. But who cannot choose this as your number 1? I chose this as my number 1 because I love this movie as well. This movie prepares you for a wedding in all different kinds of ways of going through the process of a wedding, going cake shopping, going cake tasting, going dress shopping, getting the music, getting the dancing, getting all the things that you need just to get ready for a wedding. That is only one day. Yes, it's a lot of work, but at the end of the day, it's always the best day of your life, they say. And yeah, this was my number 1, you know. Yes, Adam Sandler got left at the altar, and I hope that does not happen. I know it won't happen with me, so you better not get cold feet. But yeah, he got left and then found Drew Barrymore at this. She was working at weddings, actually. So that's where they met. Yeah, that's how they met. They were both working at weddings, and he's over here, the wedding singer, you know. Hi, the ding to Yeah, I didn't really
Yeah,
sing those
but the
words,
song is great though, because you like think it's gonna be all sweet, right? And then it
yeah.
gets all like angry and
Yeah,
sad.
but
Mhm.
it's such a great movie. So he ends up falling in love with her because he's technically going through the whole process of this wedding with her instead of her fiance. Her fiance's too busy
Oh,
doing
is a
other,
dirt bag.
yeah,
Yes.
doing other ladies instead of
Hmm.
planning for his own wedding. Yeah, so of course he's gonna fall for her. Who cannot? If you're gonna be planning a wedding with some other guy or another girl, like, come on now. That's I feel like it's special moments. When we did our case tasting, we did it together. We were doing it together because we got to choose what cake, he felt and
Yes,
what
and make
cake
sure
I
you
felt.
go to all those wedding events when
Yeah.
preparing. You got to make sure you do that out
And
there.
I know there's some
Together.
people that are like, oh, whether the guy or girl or both, girl or guy, however you want to go, might say, oh, I'm not into that. I know what you'll choose. I'll love it either way. Or the other one be like, oh, you choose, I'll love it either way. But at the end of the day, it's both your weddings, not just one. It's both. So I think you need to go through that process together and not let just the other person choose, because you're choosing to become one, not one becoming another one. So I definitely think as a couple, you need to do the process together to kind of just enjoy the process of wedding planning and going to the day of the wedding in general. Because looking back for when you first proposed to me, to like us picking our venue, to us picking our cake, to us picking different decorations, to our wedding being in less what?
Well, actually, it's the day, everybody.
Oh,
We're going to
yeah.
have to get ready for it right
Yeah,
after this. We
yes.
couldn't leave you
So,
hanging. Even on the wedding day, we got to get you this video,
yeah.
everyone.
So, going through all that to today, this day, where if you think about it, we're going to be married.
Mhm.
So I think it's a great process. It's a beautiful process. Yes, it's very stressful, but I wouldn't have chosen it any other way to do it than with
And we didn't get, a wedding singer actually for the wedding,
No.
because we don't want any of
Why
those
do you need a
mishaps.
wedding singer?
We
You
got the DJ.
me, and
Well,
you got me.
oh, you're going to be doing the wedding singing?
Oh, you already
Ooh,
know.
there might be
You
some
already
mishaps then.
know.
But we do have a DJ as well.
Yeah,
So.
I might not know all the words, but you're gonna get the best.
All right.
So this is my number one that I chose, The Wedding Singer. I love them as a couple. I love them in this movie. Great movie. So hope you all watch it.
Yes, and so combined, this list was our top 10 movies to get ready for a wedding. Now we're going to have to get ready ourselves here.
Yeah.
Gonna get married here today, but leave in the comments below what are some of your favorite wedding movies out there, or just movies that get you prepared for a wedding. Leave us some more recommendations down below. Also, if you're just discovering the channel, you're going to want to sub up right now, because we're going to provide you this awesome review ranking content in the future. Also, throw up those likes for the wedding. And this is Mega Mike the Movie Man, and
Amazing, Anna.
reminding you to make every day a movie day.